Rick DiLorenzo with famous Canadian author Gordon Korman. We're at Milton Public Library. He is going to be speaking soon to a lot of Milton Public elementary students. Mr. Korman, you wrote your first book at 12 years old and got published at 14. What inspired you to start writing so young?
Well, my first book was a school project. It was my 7th grade English assignment. So I actually, and believe it or not, our English teacher was the track and field coach. Like, he was a gym teacher. So we got him, and it was his first year teaching, and I don't think he had ever taught English in his life. So when it came to creative writing, he just had absolutely no idea what to tell us to do. And he said, essentially, work on whatever you want for the rest of the year. It was February, right? And we had a class period a day to work on it. I started bringing it home, working on it at night. I had all this time. And that's how I wrote This Can't Be Happening at McDonald Hall, which became my first book.
Wow, that's good advice for teachers. I did a post a week ago about you coming to Milton, and one thing I was surprised of how many Milton elementary teachers commented. Some of them saying they're big fans of your books, and both as individuals and also your books in local schools. So I'm hoping some of the teachers are going to see this and hear what you just said. Next question is, how did growing up in Canada influence your writing style or themes?
Well, it's where I started, right? And I think I grew up in my own reading as a kid. I was sort of halfway between, you know, the kind of English boarding school books that were still kind of popular when I was a kid, and like the American kind of like Judy Blume and Beverly Cleary kind of middle grade books. And I think that the style, certainly that I started with, but I think it has really been kind of a guide for my career the whole time, is somewhere in between sort of the American influence and the British one.
How did you balance writing these books at such a young age while you were going to elementary school, high school?
I mean, for me, it was kind of a summer job for a while, right?
Yes.
So it sort of started as a school assignment, and you know, I wrote my second book almost to prove the first one wasn't a fluke.
Yes.
So it kind of went from like middle school project to high school hobby to sort of summer job when I was in university. And then when I graduated university, it was kind of all queued up as a real job.
Thank you. Kevin, do you have any questions? Putting you on the spot.
What was your favorite book that you wrote?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I wish I had a better answer. I really do kind of like them all the same. I mean, I get the most excited about what's newest, right? But usually not because it's better, it's just sort of more current in my own life. But like, so I had a book come out like a week and a half ago called Old School. And, you know, it just came out a week and a half ago. I don't believe it's even in the stores in Canada yet, and not that many people have read it. So I'm excited about that one because I'm thinking, how are people going to like it? Is it going to be popular? Is it going to be successful? Will it make the bestseller list? You know, I have a lot of sort of excitement about it, and sort of amped up about what's going to happen with this new book. Not because it's better than all the others, but just because there's a lot of, you know, unanswered questions about it.
My favorite book of yours ended up being No Coins, Please, because I bought it from you directly. It was at a convention. I can't remember if it was a book convention or a gaming convention or what it was, because I was very young. But if you open it up, you wrote an inscription to me. So my name is Rick, but back then I was a child, so you wrote Ricky on there because that was the name.
It's also not amazingly like a poster book for like taking care of your book.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, it's a long time
because
ago.
I was very young and I did read that many times, and it took me a while to find that one. I do have almost all of your books that you wrote, I think, until around 1990, but a
Okay.
lot of them are at my mom's house in Brantford, and I couldn't
No,
get
I
them.
gotcha.
But
Okay.
these are the ones I have. Can you tell just very briefly of what you're planning to say to the Milton students today who will be here?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll be talking a lot about how I got started writing when I was a kid, because I won't be, well, I mean, in some cases there might be kids there who are older than I was when I started writing in grade 7. But I'll also talk about, you know, the life of a writer and where ideas come from, and kind of the combination between writing from experience and kind of what if thinking and research, and the kinds of things that go into my writing these days.
Thank you. I want to say again, it's an honor to meet you. You were an idol for me growing up, and you still are. Anything else you wanted to add or say?
No, I'm just thrilled to be here. It's a fantastic facility at First Ontario Art Center in Milton. I can't wait to meet the kids. A few years ago, I published my 100th book, which was called The Fort. And I guess it was a time for me to kind of reflect on the fact that, you know, I started writing so young, and here I am, you know, at my age, still doing what I did for my grade 7 English project,
Yes.
right? And the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that it has less to do with the fact that I could write 100 books or 105 books, and more to do with the fact that there are readers like the kids I'll be seeing today,
Yes.
and you know, and like you and your classmates, reading my stuff, thinking about it, laughing in all the right places. So I love the opportunity to give presentations like this, and my message to everybody is really keep on reading.
Yes. Your books were just are hysterical. The Bugs Potter, the McDonald High, No Coins Please, all of them were just, for me growing up, I loved them because how funny they were, and I loved them because they were Canadian, and they just got me just right into the story at such a young age. So I want to say thank you again. Thank you for coming to Milton. Thank you for being able to speak to the students later on today. It was an honor to meet you.
All right, good to meet you.